Hey guys, what is up? This is Benji, bringing you a beginner's guide to Ogre for Street Fighter Cross Tekken. This guide is for those who either want to pick him up, or for those who want to learn how to fight against him. First things first, let's go over Ogre's strong points and his weak points. One of Ogre's best features is the ability to take on zoners efficiently. Keep away characters such as Dalzim or Sagat have a very hard time dealing with Ogre's offense. Fireballs mean nothing to Ogre, as he can get into the opponent in a number of different ways. Another strength lies in his Oki game. If you have the ability to read your opponent well, then Ogre is definitely the character for you. Ogre has a lot of tools to apply to any form of wake up while still keeping the element of mix up. Keeping your opponent on the ground is definitely what Ogre players should bear in mind. This leads us onto another strength, which is his mix up game. Ogre can be, at times, annoyingly scary. Ogre players such as myself like to take big risks that your opponent won't see coming. His high-low game gives your opponent something to think about, and with the correct reads, Ogre players can find themselves almost unbeatable. However, Ogre isn't perfect. He definitely has some weak points that I need to address. One of these weak points is that Ogre can be very predictable. This is more of a weakness in the player, but once your opponent gets used to your tricks, Ogre can find it very hard to adapt. Ogre's full potential lies in his offense, so when your opponent takes that away from you, then what does Ogre really have? Another thing is that Ogre has some very strange normals. Some of his normals are good, some are really bad, and some are just weird, almost to the point where you'd never use them in a real match. These unconventional normals can turn a lot of new players away because you need a lot of time to master them. Now that that's out of the way, let the tutorial begin. We'll start off by going through Ogre's normals. Ogre's jabs are good. They're as fast as normals, having a 4-frame startup, but can be hard to link or hit confirm into other normals. They're used best for pressuring. His jumping jab, it's completely useless, never use it. Ogre's shorts are very good, some of the best shorts in the game. His standing short is as fast as his jabs, and his crouching short is just 1 frame slower but has a pretty good range and can be hit confirmed into other attacks. His jumping short might be decent for air-to-airing, but other than that it's useless. Ogre's strongs are, in my honest opinion, the best in the game. His standing strong is the perfect pressure tool due to its 6-frame startup and its +3 on block. It can combo into itself up to 4 times. His crouching strong is an amazing poke that has decently slow startup, but covers near enough half screen and is special cancelable, so hit confirming is a big yes. Also, if you don't feel like playing footsies, just dash cancel it and boom, you're in. His jumping strong is very good because of its effect. When it hits an opponent in the air, it causes a ground bounce, leading into some good combos. Not to mention it can be used as an ambiguous cross-up. You should use his strongs whenever you can. His forwards are very mixed. His standing medium kick is literally useless. There is no point in pressing this button whatsoever in any situation. It can be used as an anti-air, but is almost beaten every time due to its slow startup. Besides, he has better anti-air options. However, his crouching forward is pretty damn good. It's a good poke due to its fast startup and long range, and is good for pressuring. His jumping medium kick is pretty basic. It's a decent jump in and it has the ability to cross up, so not much to say here. His fierces are pretty good. His close standing fierce is pretty basic, however it makes any crouching opponent stand up on hit, making it better than average. His fast standing fierce is a pretty strange normal. It darts Ogre towards the opponent, however depending on where you use it can make the difference between safety and punishment. On counter though, it causes a 112 damage crumple state which can lead into a combo of your choice. His crouching fierce is another weird one. Most crouching fierces tend to be anti-airs, but Ogre's is actually an overhead that causes an untakeable knockdown. This can be used as a good mix-up tool mid-pressure, but it's pretty risky as it's unsafe on block. His jumping fierce is really good. It's his go-to jump in, and in some cases it has the ability to cross up. Ogre's roundhouses are, again, strange. His close standing roundhouse is quite fast all around, but has a pretty narrow hitbox, so if you want to use it, make sure you're right up against your opponent. His fast standing roundhouse is an okay poke, not much to say about it. Most crouching roundhouses tend to be a sweep of some sort, but Ogre's is a 2-hitting cancelable launcher. I'm not gonna lie, it's a nice pressure tool and an okay anti-air, but that's it. His jumping roundhouse is what you want to use when you're carrying on a combo in the air. Other than that, you wouldn't really want to use it as a jumping. Overall, Ogre has some very mixed normals. They range from being the best in the game to the worst. It takes a bit of time getting used to them, but once you have them nailed down, they can be scary. When creating pressure strings, be creative and be risky. Like many Tekken characters, Ogre has an arsenal of target combos and unique attacks that make him a threat. Let's have a look at them, along with their uses. Ogre's Flash Punch combo is, no. Ogre's Demon Slayer, on the other hand, is a nice little pressure tool that's special cancelable, so have fun with that. Be careful when using it though, your opponent can mash out of it, and if not dash cancelled, it remains unsafe. Now, Ogre's Infinite Kick combo. I remember the days of vanilla. I swear to God, this attack was unblockable. This is one of Ogre's trickiest target combos that hits the opponent 5 times. The order is mid, overhead, low, mid, and mid. This move is great for pressuring the opponent as the final hit is special cancelable and you can stop at any point in the combo and do something else. Ogre's Hunting Hawk is one of the best target combos. It may be unsafe on block, but it works wonders for tracing backdashes, punishing hard to punish moves, and using it in mid combo. It's a 3-hitting move that can be broken up, so I recommend using the 2-hitting version as you can combo after it. Ogre's Snake Blade is amazing. This is a great pressure tool that, even though unsafe on block, is very hard to punish due to the amount of pushback it has on block. If it hits, it causes a juggle state that can be followed up with some serious damage. If you want to make this move safer, try backdashing after the 3rd rep. If playing footsies, it's good to throw this combo out once in a while. Overall, Ogre players want to use Hunting Hawk and Snake Blade whenever they can, yet the others still have their uses in certain situations. Ogre has the potential to dish out big damage without any meter, if you execute his special moves at the right times. Let's go over them. Ogre's Indigo Punch is a very unique fireball that goes right in front of Ogre. The light version in particular is safe on block and is an excellent pressure tool. Indigo Punch also has the ability to get rid of fireballs, but unfortunately you don't get any meter from it. If Indigo Punch hits, it sends the opponent almost full screen away, which means you can tag in your partner safely. You don't really want to use this as a combo ender as there are other moves for that. The EX version causes wall bounce, which is good for combos. Ogre's Blazing Kick is really good. If used regularly, you cannot combo off of it, but if used in the corner you can. What makes this move really strong is the active frames. Blazing Kick is active for 22 frames, so using this on Wake Up can prove to be extremely effective for starting off pressure. What many people don't realise is that this move is actually unsafe on block, but if you use it in the right range, some characters can't punish it. Again, like Snake Blade, backdashing after the move helps with the safety a bit. Also, if timed correctly, it can be used as an anti-air which can be followed up with a combo. Another great thing about this move is that it reflects fireballs. The light version sends it straight back, the medium version sends it at an angle so if they jump straight after the fireball you'll hit them, and the heavy version goes almost straight up. Ogre's Ancient Power is a fireball that surrounds Ogre's entire body, making this his best get off me tool and his best anti-air. However, don't abuse it too much as it is of course unsafe on block and can be predictable at times. The light and medium versions of this move are actually counters that activate when your opponent hits you in a certain way. The medium version counters high attacks, overheads, jump-ins and cross-ups, and does a good 180 damage. The light version however only counters low attacks, but does a whopping 225 damage. I only recommend using these counters if you really need the extra damage and if your reads are on point. If not, then just stick with the heavy punch version. If your reads are on point, you can literally bust out of quote unquote block strings. Ogre's Waning Moon is a command grab that can be blocked. It's his best combo ender as it does a decent amount of damage. I recommend sticking with the heavy version in all situations. It can also be used to set some stuff up on wake up, as well as to put the opponent in the corner. The EX version is pretty good as it has armor on it which can soak up one hit. Ogre's Owl Hunt is an overhead that causes a juggle state. This move is great due to the versatility of it and its fast startup. The light version goes directly in front of Ogre, the medium version goes to half screen, the heavy version goes full screen, and the EX version tracks. If your reads are on point, you can either whiff punish opponents or just hit them due to them crouching with it. Be careful with it as it's, of course, unsafe on block. You really want to be using this as your secondary launcher as your primary one would probably be Snake Blade. One amazing feature about this move is that you can use it as a wake up tool. Instead of rolling or quick standing, you can press a kick button to wake up with Owl's Hunt. A great example for using this would be in the corner. If you know that they'll try to pressure you on wake up, blow them up with an overhead. Overall, Ogre's special moves are why zoners and fireball characters have a very hard time fighting Ogre. Now that you know all of Ogre's tools, it's up to you to go out there and gain some experience. I'll end this off by giving you some tips as well as some bread and butters to start off on. As I've said, Ogre's strengths are in his offense. His pressure, wake up and mix up games are all brilliant, and if paired with good reads, you can be a massive threat towards any other character in the game. Ogre can work well as either a point character or an anchor, as he has no real tag partner, so be imaginative and creative when pairing him up. Of course, like any other character in the game, you pair up any two characters based upon two factors. One, to compensate for their weaknesses, or two, to complement their strengths. On the screen now, here are a bunch of characters that, in my opinion, work very well with Ogre. Even though Ogre is an offensive character, he works well when at mid to far range, which is roughly about the same range as his crouching medium punch. If you carefully inch by inch go into your opponent, then they'll realise what's going on and adapt. So what you want is to find any potholes in their defences and burst in. As I said, Ogre can be predictable, so you need to spend a lot of time in the lab designing different strings, setups and mix-ups, so you'll always have something up your sleeve. Every Ogre wants to find the perfect balance between smart, tricky and risky. Now, knowing this, let's end things here with some practical bread and butters. Thank you for watching. This is Benji, signing out. Make sure to subscribe to me at Benji Topaz and mash on pad for more fighting game content. Links are in the description below. Peace out.